Hi there, it's Phil McNamara here, CEO of Proven, and today I want to talk to you about AI tools and what is happening in the world with legacy software. It is really fascinating. So for a number of years, I spent helping call center companies to get sales all around the world. So essentially, I was helping a very large call center company to grow operations globally and to find customers all around the world. To build and operate call centers. And what we're seeing now is this huge leap in productivity and in new tools that will completely change this world. So there's a company called Leaping AI, it just got funded by Y Combinator, that is essentially taking sales calls from people. So they'll call up an e-commerce store, say, hey, I want to buy a bottle of wine. How much does it cost? I'm going to leave a link in the video here. But it is absolutely amazing what you can do with calls on AI. There's an AI connector called Bordy out there that you can call up. Again, I'll leave a link in the video, and it'll have a conversation with you, talk to you about your career, and suggest people that you can connect with. So it is scary and interesting and exciting, and it's all happening at once. Another huge thing that's happening is that you have all of these companies like OpenAI spending billions of dollars on data centers, on training their models. And then you have a Chinese platform called DeepSeek coming out of nowhere and building a model for $5 million, training a model for $5 million, which is a fraction of what the other companies have spent training their models. And so we're going to see the world changing dramatically over the next few years. And the video here today is talking about can AI replace legacy software, and what can you do if you want to save money as a startup. So if you think about some of the legacy platforms, and you know, these are all great companies and they are absolutely racing now to adopt AI in their own products. But if you think about some of the more traditional let's say record-based software companies, if you think about what they're doing and what these new companies can do. So there's a couple of really interesting companies coming out right now. CrewAI is one, and N8N is another one. And so if you imagine if you're running a call center, if you're running any kind of company that has ticketing software, what you can do with these platforms is do ticket routing, sentiment analysis. So look at, is this person happy? Are they unhappy? You can draft a response automatically and then send that question back to the customer or reply back to the customer. Again, it takes more work to set this up, but compared to the cost of some of these legacy CRMs, there's a massive saving there. For, let's say, financial analysis and advisory firms, if you think about the Bloomberg terminal, you know, they've got a very deep and wide moat. But you can use like CrewAI to become an agent and become a senior researcher and automate things like financial reports, SEC 10K analysis, and generate stock reports. And so it can in real time go out there, get that data and get you a real-time up-to-date report on that company that you might be looking at. For HR tools, there's a lot of great HR tools out there. But what you can do is you can get agents to go out there, look for job descriptions, scrape LinkedIn profiles, and then reach out to those people and say, hey, we've got this great job out there, you know, would you like to connect with us? If you think about logistics software, you know, SAP, SCM, inventory systems, management systems. You know, one example is Delivery Hero saved over 200 hours a month using N8N to automate IT ops workflows. And CrewAI, you look at agents predicting demand fluctuations as well. So really interesting, like healthcare providers. What you can do is use these platforms like CrewAI and N8N to look at claim validation and fraud detection. So it is getting really interesting. It's changing so quickly. It's hard to know what to look at. You go to Twitter and there's a new piece of software coming out every single day. But I think to think about, if you're a startup and you're looking at buying that huge piece of software, you're looking at that investment, you are going to have to think, can I build this myself? Can I automate this myself? And I think what's going to happen is that the cost of software is going to come down. So the big legacy providers have been happy to charge 50,000 a year, 100,000 a year to large companies. I know we're paying a significant amount of money to a lot of vendors for their software. And as the pressure from smaller companies and smaller AI companies increases, those large legacy customers will have to reduce their prices and have to bring more AI into their platforms to make it more palatable for people to say, yeah, I'm going to stick with this because it's getting better. So look, really, really interesting things coming out in the world of AI. And I think what's going to happen is that you're going to see more and more startups bringing out more and more specialized software that is very, very niche. And you're going to end up with thousands and thousands and thousands of very specific niche AI software providers. But you're also going to see a world where anyone will be able to create a very specialized piece of software for themselves in a few minutes. That's it for today. Thanks so much, guys.